Okay, so my name is Dino Nedelko. This is my beautiful wife, Dani, and we are here this evening, this afternoon, this morning, depends where you're watching from. And we are very, very excited to be here. Dani, why are we here today?
Well, we're here to hear another way for you to create income without having to sell or recruit people. I mean, this is something very good. So stay till the end because we're gonna give you strategies, regardless of actually, getting to really, get involved in what we have. But we will be very glad if you would. So first of all, open up your mind, open up your heart, because there might be some concepts that might be very foreign for you because the way that we know how money is made, and there's a lot of things that we can have both experienced, me and my husband, and maybe even you, where we put our trust in something where they tell us that we're gonna generate, certain income, or, an investment on something, and things are not really what they promised us. So I understand that. For now, I want you to really pay close attention. And if you have any questions, we will go one by one at the end. So just take notes, pay attention. You're going to learn a lot because some of these concepts are going to serve you to actually improve your life. Even if you do nothing with us, you will take this information and it's going to change the way that you see things going forward.
Perfect. So first of all, the purpose of this call, as you already learned, is a lot of information. Those of you who are listening right now, I want you to take this next maybe an hour or so, depends on if there are going to be questions or no, and how many and so on. But I want everybody to just sit back and just listen and note down any specific concerns or questions or anything you might have and you would like to even ask at the end of this session. Okay. The purpose again is to give you a lot of information that me and Dani learned, and not just us, but through different mentors, through different people we work with all around the world, and to give you something that will hopefully improve your life. Because our life mission is to improve other lives. That simply means through many different ways. Now, we are the founders of company that is called New Hope Global. And some of you who are here, you might know us through many different ways, not just because of this call today here, but primarily because of our company, New Hope Global, and the health and wellness products that we are able to improve other people's lives. No, today we're not going to talk about our products like the vitamin C or the Enhance or the Refines. We're not going to be talking about those things today. For those of you guys who joined, you might know about our products. But today we're going to talk about the different thing. And this is about the financial education, about the ways of income, like understanding the income, understanding the diversification of the income, also understanding the risks in any kind of like investment. What are some possible investment opportunities? And all those kind of things. Okay, we're gonna be talking more about those things today. So let us get started. But before we get started, just one simple question. If you are really ready to take the next few minutes and just take notes, consume all information, please put number 5 in the comments if you're ready.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to be very mindful. Yes, all the 5s of speaking a little bit slower. It's going to be a challenge because when I get excited about something, my mouth just runs. It runs and rolls and whatever. But, today we want to welcome you to our NH Global Forex Vision call, and I think that You know, we already have seen, you know, all of the how to get, you know, your translations and so on and so forth. I also want to get you a disclaimer. Give me a second. Yes. Whatever you're going to be listening today, we're not financial advisors. We're not soliciting for any type of, you know, stock or bonds or anything like that. And I want to let you know that investing in anything is risky. Anything, you know, and anything you do. And we're going to invite you to use this information as educational only. And anything that you see that might potentially get your attention in terms of investing or duplicating your income or making money every single day without having to sell anything, do so with the funds or with the money that you can afford to risk to lose completely. So past performances that you're gonna see here and here are not a guarantee of what's going to be coming in the future. And, you know, we're not, as I just said, we're not personal financial advisors. And, you know, however, you're gonna hear really great information. And I would like to also to let you know about a concept which is called the cash flow. How many of you here, and type here in the chat number 6, if you know about, you know, the cash flow quadrant, if you've ever heard about this concept, drop a 6 here in the chat. Let me see. All right, a lot of people know about it. Literally is the 4 ways that money is made. I'm gonna invite you to take out, you know, your hats of politics or, you know, personal beliefs about money. This is just plain out facts. This is how money is made. The first way how we make money is actually we get a job. Most of us, you know, most of us started like that. You know, I remember my first job, and, you know, I had to go from a certain time to another, from 9 to 5. And then, you know, I got paid because I showed up and I performed my duties. Now, the second way to really get money is whenever you have, you know, your own business, you know, you own your job, you still exchange money, I mean, time for money. You actually give a consultation, then you get paid. You're either a lawyer or a doctor, or, you know, whatever you do that you need to open up the business or do the billing or do the promoting or do the marketing. You know, if you are not running the business, you're still self-employed and you own a job. So these 2 quadrants, you actually have to exchange your time for money. I'm gonna give you a quick tip, and probably you already know it. You don't have more than 24 hours, okay? So that's good for you to have it on the back of your mind, and I'm gonna explain you why I say this. Now we're gonna go to the right-hand side, and we have something, another way for you to create money, and that's having a big business. This, yes, it might require to have an investment capital. On the left-hand side, you know, whenever you are working for somebody or you're self-employed, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of funds to get started. However, when you are owning a business, you need funds. You own a system. You have either systems or people working for you, which means if you don't go to your business, if you do not open up the office, or, you know, if you just don't show up, the business still going. That's what a big business owner is. You know, if you have more than 10, 20, 100 employees, yes. And if you have a system and you're making money and somebody's taking care of everything else, accounting, financing, marketing, and all of those things, then you have a big business. And then there's the last part, which is the investor. You own your own time, but you have your money working for more money, which is you have your own investments. You have your portfolio of, I don't know, real estate, stock market, Forex, you know, or like loaning people money, things like that, but money works for you. I want you to take a look at the difference. The left-hand side, it's okay, just, you can leave it there. The left-hand side, you know, you actually have to exchange time for money. On the right-hand side, you do not do that. You don't have to exchange your working time, your presence, to be able to get paid. And this is where we would like for you to actually think in terms to get on the right-hand side. As you can see on the left side on the top of these 4 quadrants, let me try, yeah. 97% of the population actually shares 3% of the wealth, which means, I mean, this is not good or bad. I mean, it is what it is. 97 of the entire world, we worked for somebody else at some point, or you're probably working for somebody else, and that's completely fine. But I want you to create your way to the right-hand side. And there's a way. You don't have to spend thousands of euros to be able to do that. There's a strategy. And on the other side, there's 3% of the population that controls 97% of the world's wealth. Now, is this an interesting fact? Yes. We can have a pity party or a complaint party here and talk about politics. That's not what this talk is all about. It's for you to understand the facts. You're either working for somebody else or your money and your business is working for you. That's it. So we're going to teach you and show you how to get to the right-hand side without having to break your bank and things like that. So there are 2 important things to start with. And number 1, this is how we're going to show you. In order for you to be able to be a business owner or an investor, you need more money, more active money. What does this mean? Because maybe this concept is new for you, which means that you get more money that comes in to you every single month, like, in a form of a business or whatever, but you need to create active income, not from investments, but from your own business, from, your, working environment and things like that. And number 2, you need to use that money that is extra coming in every month to create passive income through investments or, with compound interest. So let me see. I want to explain a concept, that active income is received either from a business venture that you're actively participating in or, from other things. But for the sake of time, we're going to just give you some examples of active income. Having a job, getting paid per hour, per sale, per project, tips, bonuses, commissions, net earnings from self-employment, which means, you have your business, you probably are a consultant, you probably have a hair salon, I don't know, you're doing something or you're working for somebody and then you're getting paid. That is what your active income is. In other words, active income is something that you are actively involved by giving your time, finances, effort, knowledge, and skills to receive a payment. And passive income, you're not required to participate in such income to be able to have it generated. You can focus on your active income activities while your passive income is also working for you while you're sleeping. I want to tell you in simple, 5-year or in a way that a 5-year-old person is going to be able to understand it. Because when I heard this, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm a musician, I'm a singer, and I am not a mathematician. I hated math, until, I came out of school. So for me, those words, I even repel them because I didn't want to do anything with math. So active income and passive income, what it means is very simple. Active income is what you get paid every single month or every single week. And passive income is investments. Simple as that. Things that you do not put your hands on, like, a home that you rent out, an apartment, and things like that. So going forward in terms of, how let me see here. Just give me a few seconds. There are some top ideas in terms of passive income, and I'm going to give them to you, as you can see here in the screen. Dividend investing, rental properties, peer-to-peer lending, high-yield savings accounts, creating digital products. Those are some ideas. I'm not asking you to go and, after them. Some of them require a lot of time, money, and some other things. Dividend investments are those who are, like, let's say in the stock market, where, they pay you a residual income from those investments. However, this type of investments could be, that they hold your money. The banks, obviously, whenever I was investing in directly with banks, they asked me for, putting in my money for a year, 2 years, and they gave me, I don't know, 8% a year. So that's the type of dividends. Or, online in your home country, you might have different options to invest in the stock market. Some are really good ideas. Some are really not good because, you have to have your money stuck there. Rental properties is the same way. I really like it. However, you need to have a chunk of money to be able to have your down payment and then, just, be able to pay for this property so you can actually receive rental money and you generate an income. Sometimes, some people have a ton of money. They just come in and they buy, complexes or homes or business buildings, and then they get, the residuals. So you need to have money to be an investor. Peer-to-peer lending is another way where you lend money to people, and sometimes your yield or your, returns are a little bit higher than if you're going to invest it somewhere else. But there's a thing here. It's dangerous. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I do never involve in this type of investments because I have seen it, like, probably this is my experience. I don't know about you, but 90% of the times, people default, and then I will hate to go and take their homes or, their things. And sometimes, when you're not wise, you do not know how to put the proper contracts behind, and you don't ask for collateral. So you end up losing your money. So that's, for me, if you ask me if it's good idea, no, don't do it. Don't damage your personal relationships. For me, it's a no. If it works for you, sometimes where you have your money in a bank account, you can actually get some form of, give me a second. Sometimes you get some money every single month, but it's like 0.02%. So I am getting some messages that some people can't access the meeting, but we'll wait for those people. So anyways, so my apologies for that pause. But anyways, going to number 5, I don't think that number 4 is not a really good idea. You can check it out. You might have this option in your bank, but I don't know, it's just for me, it's not a really good idea, but still out there. Creating digital products is good. You can do ebooks, online courses, softwares, earning passive income from those sales. Those are really good things as well. So now going to number 7, affiliate marketing or multi-level marketing. I think that this is a really great option. I'm going to tell you why, because you promote products and services through an affiliate link or a website or a blog or social media platform, and you earn commissions and through the sales that you generate through referrals. A lot of people don't like to do this because I'm going to be very honest, it's not easy. It's not easy. Any of these ideas, you need either money, you need an expertise. In the case of, number 6, you need to have training, and you need to actually, be consistent. In the other ideas, you need money, of course, but how can you get money? Through different things. But affiliate marketing, if you consider this model, can actually generate a passive income, because there's a time where people, we have a lot of peers in this industry that, and more than 1,000, you might be like, well, I don't know anybody. Well, I know a lot of them. And you know what? They create a team, or we have created teams and, systems, like I was telling you. And one day, let's say that you get sick, or, you go on a family trip and you're not there in the business, you're still generating income through, your team, through sales and things like that, from the work or from the efforts that you put in the past. Now, number 7, investment in REITs or PAMs. I think this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna tell you why. What does this mean? Investment in real estate investment trust, is really good because you actually get your money with some other people, which, you actually get to invest in real estate. This is really, really good because you don't have to put this chunk amount of money for you to get, a piece of property that maybe you might not be able to rent out. But whenever you are involved into the EITs is different because you don't go with such a high amounts of money, but you still get really good investment back. Now the PAMs are actually another great idea. Percent allocation money management, which means that you put your money with experts in these 2 points, with experts and with groups of people, with communities, and they handle your money and they give you a return. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not so good. You need to look for the right strategy and the right place to put your money on these 2 strategies. Creating a YouTube channel, that's interesting as well, because you can actually, around a niche, around an idea, around a group of people or an audience, you can monetize through advertising revenue from sponsorships and from also merchandise sales. This is a really good idea as well. It takes time, like affiliate marketing, but it's worth it. Creating a mobile app, developing, applications to monetize it through the app purchases, subscriptions, and advertising revenue. This is really good as well. Those are really great ideas, but if you do not know how to code, might be a challenge. So number 10 is writing and publishing books. It's also a good idea. But you also need to be writing and writing and writing and writing because, having one book is not going to make you rich. So it's the same as, affiliate marketing, as creating a YouTube channel. You just need to be consistent. You write your books, you either publish them or by yourself or through a platform or through a direct publishing, and you earn royalties from the sales. I know it's kind of like boring, you're like, oh, I knew it. Yes, But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Are you doing it? Are you doing any of these things? Let me see here in the chat. Let's see, type number 7, if you're participating in any of these top passive income ideas. Let's see, and there's many, many others, but type number 7 in the chat if you are already involved in any of these ideas. Let's check. Yes, there's a lot of people here.
Awesome, there's a lot of 7s coming.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you my take, from passive income. You need it. Like if somebody told you that working for somebody else, and I'm gonna say it with respect because I know there's a lot of people from Europe. I'm American. And in our country, yes, there's some types of, pensions and things like that, but you actually need to be your own pensioner, or you need to pension yourself for you to be able to live a good life. Because at least where I come from, where I was born in Mexico, there's no pensions at all. That doesn't exist, unless, you have a high paying job where, it's very complicated. Also in America, what I'm trying to tell you is that whatever you are here for, you should consider a way of having any of these things working for you. If you have one, great. If you have 2, amazing. You have 3, you're on the right path. If you have 4 of them, wow. If you have at least 4 or 5, you are set up to go into a really good financial situation for your future. So, what do you think? I don't know, this is
all right.
incredible.
So, well, I hope you guys have learned some things on that. And did anyone got any idea so far through this first phase that we went through? Anyone? Feel free to put it down in the chat if you got any idea, if you learned something. Let us know, give us some feedback on that. Hopefully this is helpful. This is giving you some good beginnings, let me say so, of what we are going to go and finish this call about. So we're gonna go to the next step. We're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about the different types of income, more precisely the passive income. Okay, we wanted to give you, first of all, a little bit of overview. What could a passive income looks like? But now we're gonna go a little bit more in depth when it comes to this part. But I want you to write down one thing with big capital letters, and I want you to circle it as many times as you need. So do never forget about it. There is a one specific thing that you have to know and understand and be aware of it. And it is called diversification. Okay? Anything we do in our life, we need to understand diversification. With active income, we should try to have diversification. With passive income, absolutely, we should understand and seek diversification. Now, you saw some ideas of the passive income. And what I want you to understand is, if we just kind of like stop for a minute and say like, Dino, let's just stop all this theory here. Let's just talk about the facts. Let's just talk about some examples here. No, what we learned so far is, number one, we can make money. And number two, we can use the money to make more money.
Yep.
Right? And then the second thing we learned here is that when we have money, we can become investors. We can use this money into different investment opportunities. Now, we learned some possible incomes, like the passive incomes that we could not just invest, but also generate, right? And I'm just gonna give you an example. Let's say through all this right now, we say, okay, we have 5,000 euros. Just giving you an example right now. Let's say we have 5,000 euros we created, and we are ready to take these 5,000 euros and put it in investment. Now, one of the first mistakes people do with these 5,000 euros is they seek to literally try to double their money in a matter of overnight. They try to think like, oh, if I have 5,000 euros right now, let me just try to see how I can make 10,000 euros as soon as possible. I'm not going to go too much into like depths, but it comes back to the knowledge and understanding, and diversification. It's one of the most important things. Now, what could some people do with 5,000 euros? Give me some examples. If you would have 5,000 euros right now, and you said like, I want to invest, I want to make more money from these 5,000 euros, what are some of the things what you would do right now? Those of you guys who are listening, you can put it in your language. It doesn't matter. Just put it down here in the comments. What would you do right now with 5,000 euros? Upon the knowledge you have right now, what would you do? And how would you invest it? Let's see. What are some of the ideas? What you guys have? What would you do? Okay, Nuno is saying, I would invest in NH Global Forex AI. Okay, we're getting to that point. We're getting to that point as well. That is great. I'm glad to hear that. So that means there are some things happening on that part already. Okay, aside of investing in NH Global Forex AI, let me see. Stefan is saying, write and make an album, then have some gigs. Okay. All right. So in that case, see that there are different ideas.
That's a business,
right?
well.
That's a business. So Stefan said, I would invest this, and then he can tell you she's a musician, and music is expensive sport.
Yes.
I always use this term. It's very expensive sport. Why? Because it takes a lot of money in the beginning, and it's still the success is not guaranteed.
Like in any
You know,
industry.
I will tell you honestly, and Yelena, we are coming to that part as well. We're gonna talk about NH Global Forex AI here in just a second as well. But we are living in Nashville, okay? And Nashville is considered as a music city. Those of you guys who maybe did not hear or maybe did you about it, it's basically a capital of music.
Big capital.
If you
Yes.
we are living just about 10 minutes away from the center of the city, and we'll tell you that there's always music going on. Like, you're gonna find different shows, you're going to find different music studios, you're going to find so many different artists, future artists, potential artists, opportunities that are happening. But here's the truth: not everybody is going to be successful.
0.0.
Not everybody is actually going to make money out of it. Actually, way less are going to make money than those who are going to lose money. There are people, there are parents, there are families that actually take loans, that actually like try to raise funds from many different ways to be able to even send their child, their daughter, their granddaughter, you know, whoever, how they are related to, or just a friend or something, to just get to like a good school here in Nashville to study music, for example. And then after that, then there is another thing. Then once you want to do your own, let's say, a career path, right? You're still, you're gonna find the music studios. You will try to compose music. You will try to do so many different things. But Danny, how many of them really are successful?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you, it's not that is a bad idea, but it's not even about your talent. You know, those of you who are musicians here, it's a business. You need to be a really good marketer. The best musicians that you might think that they're really good musicians because you hear them, like Taylor Swift and all of them, they're not that talented. They're really good business people.
They're
They're
just good in
amazing
marketing.
marketers. They're the best. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what is your you know, your genre, that or whatever you want to call it, like pop or jazz or whatever, rock or heavy metal, whatever you want to do, or Christian music or whatever. It's a business. It's a business. You know, and you know, we're not here to teach you those things. It might be interesting, but it's hard. It's hard.
So again, diversification,
Yeah.
right? What are some of the things what diversification can do? No, if I have these 5,000 euros, what I would try to do, if that's my only 5,000 euros I have, I would try to diversify it in many different ways. And one of the reasons why is because I'm going to reduce the risk of losing the entire 5,000 euros.
Yeah.
How many of you agree that if you have 5,000 euros and you diversify to 5 different places, and one place you lose your 1,000 euros, you would still feel much better to still have 4,000 euros than losing the entire 5,000 euros at once? How many of you would say that's a smart investment? That's a smart investing, right? So that's the rule number one. Diversify. Okay? Diversify your investments. Now, the second thing about diversification is you can actually increase your earning potential.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever you are putting everything into one specific investment, it's gonna make, it might be great, it might not be so great, it might take short period of time, it might take long period of time, depends on the type of investment it is, but the entire amount is going to have the specific outcome that is going to come from there in this period of time, right? So to give you an example, if you're gonna have let's say 1,000 euros, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna use this 1,000 euros over the next 5 years for the specific investment, you kind of like know what the income could be,
Mm-hmm.
right? So no, if you would basically have 5 times 1,000 euros, but in 5 different investments, you could actually get to the point where maybe one of these 5 investments might be a complete loss.
Yep.
You might lose 1,000 euros. But because you diversified your investments, maybe another investment would make you from 1,000, 5,000 euros. So what would have happened? Because of your smart investing and diversification, you would, at the end of the day, you would still make the profits. Okay? And the third big thing about diversification is flexibility and accessibility of your funds. Because you can choose investments where you might not be able to access your money for some time.
Yeah.
And if you have good connections and if you're smart in those ones, many times when you cannot access your money, should for sure give you higher potential return of investment because you do not have access to your money. But then on the other side, there are some like investments where you can actually access your money all the time. And that's helpful. You know, sometimes we need money for something.
Yeah.
Right? So overall, what's important is diversification is a fundamental principle of investing that aims to lower down the risk, to optimize the risk, but also to optimize return of investments. So you can navigate through financial markets, so you can navigate through investment market with the most smartest way possible. Here's a question. How many of you just learned something really cool? Put number 3 in the comments if you just learned something really cool about investments. This is one of my favorite parts about the investment. Smart diversification. Because again, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It matters how you invest this money, what you have. Okay? Hopefully this helps you a big time. This has been a game changer for me years ago when I learned that, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to even find better ways to diversify the investments, but this has been a game changer. Before that, I will tell you, no matter how much money I had, I could lose it in a matter of a day if I would do a wrong choice for the investment. But now, applying the diversification, it has changed a lot. All right, so how many of you are right now like, this makes a lot of sense?
Yeah.
I would like to understand, know like more information on that. Let's go to the next step. There are different ways of making profits on your money. I'm gonna talk about 2 ways here before we end up this call. The first one is what we call a simple interest, how to make money. I'm gonna give you an example just for you to understand. The simple interest is the interest that is being calculated on your initial amount that you have for investment and the percentage of the interest that is being given to this money and how long are you investing this money. 3 simple steps. Let's say you have that amount of money, that's how much percentage you get, and that's how long you're gonna keep this money in this investment. This is what the simple interest is. And without going too much into the theory, let's go into an example. Let's calculate the simple interest for an initial principal of 2,000 euros. And if we find an investment that is going to give us a 5% per year, and we're going to keep this for the next 5 years. Very simple, very straightforward. We take 2,000 euros. We expect 5% at the end of the year on these 2,000 euros, and we said we're going to put it for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What's going to happen? Simple as that. 2,000 euros times 5% times 5 years. If you calculate that, this is what you get. You invest 2,000 euros, you are going to have in 5 years 2,500 euros. Anyone any questions, or is that very simple? Put number 1 in the comments if it's understandable, if it's clear. I want to make sure what we do here, it's understandable or clear. So we take 2,000 euros, yeah. We put it for 5 years with 5% annual or yearly interest, and this is what we get. Very simple, right?
And some banks have it like that. They just
you can find exactly. as we spoke before, with high savings interest fees, you might be able to find it. You might find some banks that could give you up to 5%, usually a little bit less than 5%. Yeah. It depends. You might find some other like a bonds, like some kind of like lower risk investments as well that, you know, it could give you, but this is just an example, okay? More than that, I want to give you an example of understanding what can a different way of investing do for you. Because investing into a simple interest is what you see right now. But how about if I show you a way that you take the same 2,000 euros and instead of putting it into a simple interest over the next 5 years, if you put it into what we call a compounding interest. Let's see. First of all, what does the compound interest means and what it is different from a simple interest? Now remember, a simple interest is simply going to take your initial investment and it's just going to add percentage on that. It doesn't matter if your amount during this investment period is going to grow already, it doesn't matter. A simple interest is just going to take the basics, the foundational principle is going to add the percentage. The compound interest is the way of interest where you start with 2,000 euros, for example, and let's say today you made 10 euros from your investment. Now, tomorrow, you're not going to, first of all, you're not going to be waiting for a year and 5 years or however, right, to get your money. But you're going to be able to take a principal of 2,010 euros and apply another interest on it, another profit on it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what will happen is, like, let's say, for example, you will be able to use your money that you already made to make more money every single day. And this is what actually increases your earnings, your profits, because you're basically making profits on your profits. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you would have taken 2,000 euros, a simple example, before on a simple interest, we would take 2,000 euros. With 5% a year for 5 years, we would make 2,000. We would make 500 euros, right? We would have 2,500 euros at the end. No, if I would take the same 2,000 euros and I would find a way to find a compounding interest that would increase my profits every single day, you see what would have happened? In 5 years, I would be able to multiply my 2,000 euros many times. Why? Because I applied a compounding interest. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the question to everybody here. Which way of profits would you like more? Number one, a simple interest, or number two, a compounding interest? Which one would you like more? Robert is saying two. Compounding interest. And Nisa is saying two. No. I am, and Tamara and Alitza and everybody, I am not showing this to to make your mind going crazy because of the numbers. I just simply need to show you, because this is the pure truth of the calculation between the simple interest and the compounding interest. I have taken the same 2,000 euros. I just applied different profits on it. And I also applied, again, as I said, instead of simple interest, a compounding interest. So based on this calculation, it says that if I would be making 5% amount instead of 5% a year, and I would be compounding these profits, I would be actually doubling my investment kind of like in every 14 months. But at the end, I would be ending up with 40,000 euros out of 2,000 euros in 5 years if I would find a way to do that. No. We're going to talk a little bit about the Forex and why Forex. Because Forex is one of the things that it's one of the most misunderstood ways of investments, but on the other side have a very, very good potential for someone to make some good money. No. Is it risky? Yes. Did we just learn through these minutes right now that every investment could be risky? Even being your own musician, even composing a song could be risky, that you're going to lose all the money to invest into the recording because you'll never make your money back? Yes.
Being alive is a risk.
Living a life is a risk.
You're gonna die.
You can step out of your home right now and unfortunately something can happen. Hope not. But it's a risk. We take risk every single day in anything we do in our lives. But again, diversification of risk, and also what is the level of the risk, low risk, medium, maybe high risk, or whatever you want to classify it. Right? So quickly, why would someone look into Forex? Number one, because this is the highest and the biggest financial market in the world. The Forex market is the largest market that you can ever find. Over trillions of dollars are being traded through Forex every single day. So it means because of such a high liquidity, it also means that investors can enter and exit trading or like investing into Forex quickly without significant price movements many times. In other words, if you have a lot of money, you can gain nice profits with very, very small movements on the market.
Like very few, like small risk.
Right? So, number two, because this market is open 24 hours. And also because the funds are always accessible for you. So, for example, the stock market have usually some specific trading hours that they are open, right? Mm-hmm. The Forex actually operates 24 hours because it have different sessions. It have the Asia session, it have the Europe session, it also have the North American session. So if you're in Europe, you could be trading just on a European session. If you're in Asia, you could be trading just on Asia session. But that doesn't prevent you also to trade in North American session. So basically, you could actually use the advantage of Forex 24 hours a day. Right? The third thing is low transaction costs. Now, if you go into the traditional exchange office, many of you would recall, if you go to the airport, you have a lot of like exchanges, right? You can exchange your money, you know, from these currencies to these currencies to this currency. In cities, when you go to a city, you're going to find exchange offices, right? Right now, you have a lot of apps that are available that you can send money, euros to dollars, you know, dollars to Hungarian forint or whatever. You can actually exchange these things, even right now through the apps. But being in a proper financial market as a Forex usually comes with low transaction costs. Like, how many of you have this stigma already? If you go and exchange your money on the airport, they are going to take a lot of fees from you.
Oh, yeah.
How many of you have noticed that if you take 100 euros and you want to change it into 100 US dollars and you do that somewhere on the airport, they're going to be like, okay, we're going to exchange this for you. But they're even going to give you a very bad rate, or they're going to charge you extra fee to exchange that. Robert is saying airport exchanges are the worst, right? But they still make a lot of money because when people need to exchange it, there is no other way to do it. They know why they are doing it, right? So financial institution as a Forex, digital Forex, it actually comes with very low transaction costs, not as a normal traditional exchange office. Number 4 is the leverage. Because when you're trading Forex, you can actually use the leverage. Means that you can actually have, like I already mentioned before, you can have a larger amount of money, and just with the small little moves, you can actually make some really good profits. The number 5 thing is diversification. Remember what we spoke about diversification already. But with Forex, you can actually diversify because you can actually use you can trade different currencies. Even if, for example, let's say something would impact that American dollar would lose its value or something, you don't need to use American dollar to make money on Forex at all.
No.
You know, you can be using currency pair as, I don't know, let's say Japanese yen and European euro. And it doesn't have to do anything with American dollar, for example, or like vice versa, right? So that's a good thing, is diversification. Even if you are on the market, you can actually diversify your funds just through different currencies. So basically, Forex is like investment that can actually diversify even deeper your funds, right? And then there's a profit potential in both ways. If the currency is gaining momentum, you can make money. And if the currency is losing momentum, you can gain money, because you are not worried about if the currency goes up and down. What you're worried about is like the changes that when you bought or sold the currency and vice versa. Okay. All right. So that's a little bit about the Forex and why I believe that people should actually understand Forex the proper way. Now, let's say something before we end up what we have here. Let's say something here. Many people have heard about Forex and have actually even tried to be involved in Forex. But unfortunately, where there are opportunities, there are also, how I would say, scams.
Yep.
I have to say it that way. Where there are higher opportunities, where there are higher possibilities of gains, there are also higher possibilities of fraudulent activities, of scams or non-transparent individuals, companies, and most of those are actually going to uneducated part of people, those who do not know enough for them to be able to understand and to do something. So the purposes of such kind of calls is to educate you, to understand, to know the basics, to know what is good and what is not good. Okay. So what we have created in our company is we understand that people are seeking different investments, as we already spoke about diversification. But then even if you decide to invest into something, you still need to have a proper understanding of how it works and if you can put any trust in it. And if you understand if there is a transparency behind it. So what we have created in our company is fully transparent way of investing. It means you will know exactly what's happening, how it's happening, where is your money, what's happening with your money, and all those kind of things. What we call is New Hope Global AI investment service. Let's see how it works. It simply works the way that we as New Hope Global, we have created a technology-based, AI-based, through many different factors, through many different ways. We have created a system, we have created, let me say so, a service that can actually use your money on the Forex market. So as we spoke before, if you would like to diversify your 2,000 euros into an investment, you could actually use this as an investment. You could connect your 2,000 euros with our service while you still being in control of your 2,000 euros 24 hours a day, but you could connect it to our service that would work with your money. And anytime you wish, you can pull this money back. You don't need to come back to our company and say, hey, I want my money. We don't even control your money. You control your money. You just connect your money with our service. You can pull this money back anytime you want, and you have your money back 24/7. Right? So that's a major change here. It's a major change because we do not take your money. We do not tell you like, oh, you can't have access to your money for like 30 days or for a year or for whatever. No, you have full control of your money. We just provide the service. Now, how does this work? It's basically 100% automated trading system on the Forex market. We already spoke about transparency, like the levels of risk, the different kind of things. But you're gonna see a little bit more about those things. We also are in the progress of creating our own New Hope Global Finance app, which not just will give you opportunity to see your portfolio of investing, and as we grow and we go on, you're going to see in the future having different ways of diversification of investment through New Hope Global Finances and Investments, right? Like right now we're talking about the Forex, but sometimes in the future, you might be able to see, oh, there is an option for me to be a real estate investor through New Hope Global Finances and Investments. Or there is an option to open up a business together with some other people and so on and so on. How many of you would love to have such kind of platform? Put number 5 in the comments if you feel that would be very beneficial to have such kind of platform that you can actually come and say, hey, oh, what are these guys doing? Oh, we're starting a business together. And oh yeah, you know what? We're looking for whatever, 20 different investors that this is the business idea. This is what we want to do. And you know, we just want to diversify it among, let's say, 20 different investors that are going to be working on this business idea. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many of you think that's cool, right? That's a very cool concept. And that's where we are going as New Hope Global when it comes to finances and investment. But we are creating this, so in the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing our app coming out. And, you know, from there on, we're going to be able to do much more on this part. But aside of that, we also have already like almost 3 years of a transparent trading history. So you can see basically what we've been doing before we actually got this out to everybody, like in a public setting like that. So I'm going to show you here the things, but you also have to know that our trading service has been averaging monthly return somewhere between 5% to even like up to like 17% a month. Now, there is no any guarantee. There is no guarantee that all the time there is going to be just pluses and gains and wins and all those kind of things. But this is just the facts that I'm going to be sharing here with you. Since March 2022, so that means the entire 2022, the entire 2023, and now in April 2024, this is our trading history with our AI service. Okay? For example, you can see that in March 2022, the AI service produced 2.62%. In April, 9.45%, and so on and so on and so on. You can see different months, right? And this is all verifiable, right? This is something that we are proud to say that it is what it is, right? We can't impact it. We can just improve it. No, you can also see that there has been really good months, but there has been a month that there has been losses. No, again, we all understand that trading, it's risky. We all understand that competing in and actually collaborating in financial markets is risky. And it's something that needs to be understood, right? It's something that needs to be understood in that way. Now, this is our trading history. Again, you know, it's averaging between 5 to, let's say, 7-8%. On averages in the last 24 months, it's a little bit over 7%. So just so you know, for you to be able to make some kind of calculations. Now, here's what we're going to show you quickly it's one trading session that we do often. And again, it's working 24 hours a day, that you're going to be seeing on your screen right now some numbers coming and going, and you're going to see like this, what it's in red right now, it's in minus. That means this specific trading session has been in minus. You see minus 1,400, minus 1,300. And this is a session that has been about 20-minute long session, but we compress it in about less than a minute. So you can actually see it faster, but that's basically how it's going. And then you see minus 1,300, and it's basically, it's waiting for the opportunities, right? And then the markets keeps changing, right? See, no, markets kind of like stays between minus, and then see, it's changed, and then it jumped into like a plus, and now it's like, it's minus. But because these are big sums of money, this can change very fast. As you can see, minus, plus, minus, plus. You see plus 200 right now, plus 300 right now. And then at some point, our trading system closed this specific trade. And when the trade was closed, you can see that this specific trading session made 465 euros in profit, right? So this is how basically our trading system works. And you have actually access to the tradings. You're gonna see all the trades being taken, what's the profit on each trade, what's the loss on each trade, and the statistics and all those kind of things. Okay, all right. So some of you are gonna ask right now, that's okay, but what are the next steps? How can someone be a part of our trading service? We have 4 different ways to get started. And I want you to understand once again, this is not the money you give to New Hope Global. This is not the money that you fund to our company or something. No, it's simple as that. 3 steps. We teach you and guide you how to create your own trading account. It's the same like you go to your into your country, you have different financial institutions, and you can go and open up your brokerage account, where you can buy stocks. Like you can go and buy an Amazon stock, you can go and buy an Apple stock or whatever. You need to have your trading account, financial account, for you to be able to do that. The same is here. We guide you and show you. It's 100% free. We don't charge for it, nothing. You can create your own trading account 100% for free. So my advice for everybody here is, if you're listening to that right now and you're like, this is interesting, and I would for sure sometimes like to be a part of the the like financial institutions like that, my advice is take the step 1. After this call, ask the person who invited you here and take the step 1. It means go and create your trading account. Again, 100% free. You don't need to fund anything. 100% free. You have your trading account ready. Okay, so once you have your trading account ready, then these options apply here. It means you can have specific amount of money that you can put on your trading account. Now, have in mind, these are the minimums. It means when you see start 500, it means you can start with the minimum of 500, but it can be more. It can be 600, it can be 700, it can be 1,000, whatever you want to connect with. Now, in each of those options, there is what we call a one-time fee. What is a one-time fee? It's a simple one-time payment before you can connect your money to our trading service for our trading service. What does it mean? It means like we need to maintain, we need to update, we need to improve, we need to work on this trading service all the time. And this one-time fee goes towards this.
Yeah.
So if you start, let's say, with trading of 500 or more, you're going to pay one-time fee of 75 euros. If you start with the 2,000 or more, you're going to pay one-time fee of 300 euros, and so on and so on, as you can see it here. And then the other costs connected with it, for you to being able to use this service, is what we call a profit share. That means at the end of the month, if the profits are made, you're going to share your profits with our trading service. If there are no profits, there is no profit share. As the name says, it's profit share. It's not a loss share. Okay. So what does that mean? Is basically our trading service needs to do the best to provide you the best possible profits as it can, because that's actually a way that our trading service is going to make profits as well. Okay. So it goes from 40% to 25% based on what kind of option you start with. And that's it. These are two different things that basically are with all those first. So someone would say like, okay, I'm interested. I would like to start with any of the options. Perfect. You can get all information as you want and need and answer any kind of questions. But before we go into that, if you need more information, you can go to finance.newhopeglobal.com. This is where you're gonna see also some of the things we spoke today, some of the like the training history, the options, and how to do that, and so on and so on. You can do that, and if someone invited you here and you would like to create your own account, ask them for their referral link, because obviously everybody, we want them to have a mentor so they can be guided on how to do that. And you can do that, and you can create your own things. But there are basically 3 simple steps, as already mentioned before. You create your own trading account through our guide at finance.newhopeglobal.com. Step number 1 is 100% free. Step number 2 is where you can fund your trading account. That means you can verify and fund your trading account. And once you have done the step 2, whenever you're ready with step 2, then you can get to the step 3, which is literally connecting your funds to our trading service. That means you choose from one of the 4 options you saw, and you're going to be able to connect. And in a matter of few hours, usually it's sometimes in matter of like just an hour or 2, your funds are going to start working. Okay, so there has been a lot of information shared. I know it has been quite a lot of information here, but are there any questions before we might maybe ask if anyone wants to even share some kind of like NH Global AI trading service testimonial or experience with us? Are there any questions?
And I know that there might be questions, but I might also want to say a simple concept. While we wait, many questions. Okay, so
Robert, go ahead. Just you can
questions,
type in questions if you want,
or you can even unmute yourself if you decide to do so. And while you do that, while you either type it, if you are going to open up your microphone, can you check if they can open it up?
Let me just okay, perfect. Robert, just keep we'll answer the question. Go ahead, you wanted to say something first.
I would like to ask you, like specifically to those of you who have real estate investments, and I know we do have real estate investments. In order for you, like just a simple concept, to be able to make profits, I'm not saying, like the gross income, or maybe think about the gross income. How much money do you think in Europe, because I'm not from Europe, but you guys are. How much money do you need to have in a property to be able to make from 100 euros to 500 euros per month, average? And I want to tell you why I asked this question, so people can also think in terms of how powerful this product is.
Well, I mean, like I will tell you from my personal experience, I own multiple apartments and real estate investments. And I will tell you, if I want to, like right now on the markets, let's say if I want to generate 500 euros in rent, right? That means, per month that someone pays to rent this apartment. This apartment has costed me a little bit over 120,000 euros. It depends, it can be a little bit less, it can be a little bit more. It depends on the markets. Again, I'm talking about Slovenia specifically, but I would say pretty much generalized. It depends, but yeah, in that way, it was 120,000 euros to create 500 euros a month.
So if you think about that, I'm not saying that real estate is not good. It's really good. Like, everybody should own real estate. That's my opinion. Like everybody should own real estate. You'll be like, well, I just don't think so. Yes, you need to, in order for you to live a good life, not to be depending at the end of your life on your family members, on your kids, on the government. You need to create your own economy. So in terms of this specific product, if I want to have just a 5% out of, an investment on Forex with AI trading with NH Global, the only thing I need to have is 10,000 euros invested. That's all for me to be able to generate average 500 euros. I don't need to have 172,000. I don't need to have 100,000 even. But, you know, I'm not saying that you should go and take a loan to then put the money here. No, don't get me wrong, because they're not going to create your account, because the broker will ask you questions and they will know where the money comes from. So anyways, let's go and answer our questions.
Absolutely. No, that's a really good point. And I hope everybody is following right now and is starting to make some calculations, maybe on this part as well, right? But Robert, just put more questions you have. I'm going to just start answering questions. The first one is, and it's very similar to Vanda's question. If can you upgrade or downgrade between the packages and the options and so on? Okay, so as of right now, you cannot upgrade or downgrade. And I will again give you the 100% transparent answer on this part as well. We are actually collaborating with the broker that we are collaborating that is very, very stable, that is been on the market since 2005. Its name is FP Markets. They do business operations in many different countries, such as Europe, such as Australia, such as African countries, Latin America, Asia, and so on and so on. And we basically have specific integration that we can do for automation purposes, because imagine like this is like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different investors, different options, different packages. It would be a nightmare to be able to, I mean, to need to do like the manual things when it comes to profit shares and the one-time fees and all those kind of things, right? So how at this point works, and this is the answer to Wanda and Robert, and I believe many else who maybe didn't ask but would like to have this kind of answer, is that basically every option, every offer, if you want me to say so right now, it is separate. It means, Wanda, for example, if you create your start 500 option, right, you're gonna pay your one-time fee of 75 euros, right? And then you're gonna have you're gonna be connected with 40% profit share. And this is an offer that is there for you for life. It means each time that you have money on, it is going to keep working under these conditions, right? But for example, if you would be like, okay, I want to actually, you know, go to 2,000 option or something, or 5,000, or, you know, whatever, like the funds you would like to connect, and based on like whatever tiers are, right? Mm-hmm. You could actually, like, you know, do like, okay, I'm gonna basically in that case get a different offer, right? So no, in that case, then you would just say like, okay, I'm just gonna like pull all the money out from my start 500. You know, you probably created over these months that you've been there, you created some profits. I don't know, whatever, how much this would be, again, depends on the, you know, duration and the trading and all those kind of things. Let's say that you started with 500 plus 75, which is a one-time fee. Let's say you pay 575, right? And let's say you had it there for like 6 months, and maybe this 575 initial investment turned into maybe like, I don't know, let's say 750 euros. I'm just giving you an example right now, okay? So let's say you have right now 750 euros, and you're like, okay, but aside of that, I already saved another like whatever, 2,000 euros, and I just have right now, I would just like to go to 2,000, for example. In that case, what will happen is like you were just gonna pull all the profits out from your 500 option, right? You can completely empty account this offer to zero, and then you can add another money, and you can just go to like the option of 2,000, and you can just subscribe to this one, right? Yes, you will still need to pay a one-time fee in that case of 300 euros, right? But as probably like the reason why everybody would like to go to higher option is because you would pay lower profit share in percentage. Instead of 40% is 35%, and so on and so on. No, like I said, this is not the standard that we offer as of right now because of the technical let me say, constraints and the challenges and all those kind of things. But I will tell you, Wanda, and also to Robert, there are some ways, like, for example, we had about 3 weeks ago, we had an option that we offered for a limited amount of time, like it was like about like 2-3 days, for example, that people could actually upgrade by paying the difference. But then we actually deployed a specific team of our staff and people that could actually, you know, handle this everything, and you know, and like I explained to you guys to do it the way that you could pay the difference and all those kind of things. So sometimes we do something like that, but it's not an option that is available all the time. And again, you know, it just depends on those things. But yeah, So no upgrades, downgrades, and these kind of things. But again, you know, everybody can always. Oh, and one more thing to you guys that are asking this. If you go to start 500, right? And even after some time, you take these funds out and then you go to another option of 2000, for example, right? Your option 500 is always going to be there. It means like you could actually, you know, even like, again, you know, why I'm saying that, because sometimes people say like, well, you know what, I might just use this option 500 to set up some funds for like my kids or like for someone else, and instead of them like going and opening another account again because you already paid your 75 one-time fee, you could actually use this for something else, you know. Or sometimes people say like, I'm just gonna diversify it like on amounts, you know, maybe this amount is, I don't know, like again, you know, it's maybe for my whatever, you know, different investment to different savings or whatever. Just giving you an idea right now for you to understand that, you know, once you subscribe to the specific option, like if that start 500, it's available for you lifetime. It means like you can always put money in, you can always take money out, you can transfer it between those options and all those kind of things. Okay. I hope I answered. Okay, one the set is clear. Yeah. So
I do have one last concept. You know, if you're thinking about this option for investment and then in the future, then, you know, do your own pension, it's really good, especially for those of you who are self-employed and you work for yourself, or those of you who are into affiliate marketing, network marketing, or any kind of freelancing. If you want to take your number of how much money you need in order for you to live an okay life, not, you know, not that you're like ultra rich, but, you know, to pay your bills and, you know, go on a holiday and things like that. I don't know what your number is, but I know that an average 3,000 euros, at least, you know, in Mexico, in the United States, it's okay. You know, maybe in Europe, it might be the same. So if you want to get there, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with us, we will be very glad that you put your money to work with us and that you set this goal. But if you're thinking, you know, this is just for you to have as value for your life, to retire yourself, to create a passive income of 3,000 euros. The only thing you need is 60 grand, 60,000 euros. Work for it. Go to work for it. Whatever you want to put it on, like, you know, at least with us, with 5% a month, you get 3,000 euros. And, you know, if you want to compound it, maybe put 70,000 and then just take a little bit less, you know, don't take, you know, the 4,000, take 3,000 and let the other money compound. Work for that. If that's one of the things that you take out of this meeting, just get to know your number. What is your number to be financially independent? And then go to work on your craft.
Perfect. Okay, there is also a question from Robert. Is there an affiliate program for this AI investment? If yes, what are details of the affiliate commissions? Okay, that's again another really great question. And in order for me to do that, let me just go back to these packages quickly for everybody here to see what is happening here. So first of all, due to how transparent we make that is basically, I want you to understand one thing. We do not and we cannot touch your principal. That means your money. It means like if you say like, okay, I'm going to start with the option 2000, that means what's going to happen is you're going to do one payment, but it's going to be diversified in two amounts. That means total of for someone minimum to get started of 2,000 is 2,300 euros, right? However, 2,000 goes straight to your trading account and 300 euros goes separately to AI trading, right? For the one-time service fee. Now, as we do this transparently, and that's the only way we believe, is we cannot touch your principals. It means like whatever money is being in trading, there is no 0.1 cent that we can take and pay anyone to any kind of like affiliate commissions or something. However, we can pay affiliate commissions on the one-time fees and also on the profit shares. Why? Because this is something that has been divided, right? For example, like in that case, and this is no answer to you, Robert. For example, if you would have, for example, have someone that would like to start, let's say, with the option 2000, okay? and you would be referral, because obviously everybody needs to be referred by someone here, you know, with multiple reasons. One is because how we do the business and the marketing and advertising. The second one is because we want people to be guided properly and get some basic information by someone, so they're not left alone, so they always have a hand, you know, or someone to call or to go or something like that. So if you would have someone who would say like, hey, Robert, you know what, like, I like what you have, and you know, maybe you've been using it for some time, and you would be like, oh, I want to do it as well. So if your friend says like, okay, Robert, I want to do it, and I will do the account of 2,000. No, what happens is that, Robert, is there is a one-time fee of 300 euros. And on this one-time fee of 300 euros, we do pay affiliate commission of 40% to you as a direct refer, and we also pay another 10% to the level 2. That means like a sponsor of you, for example, your referral. So in that case, 50% immediately is being paid out back to the people that just want to share, like, if they're satisfied. Of course, we understand if someone is not satisfied, it's not going to share. But if it's satisfied, it most likely will. So yes, so in that case, Robert, you would make 40%, which would be 120 euros out of these 300 euros from this one-time fee, right? So those are the two things that are being paid. And aside of that, also these 300 euros would actually create, because we also have the multi-level marketing structure and the entire rewards plan. So also like 300 euros would translate into 300 points, and it would also pay in many different ways as we do through the rewards plan. So that's an answer on this one. And then also an answer on the profit share. Now, for example, if your friend, Robert, would, let's say, in the first month with the 2,000 option, let's say it would make, let's just keep it simple with the numbers. Let's say that he would cash out 5% profit. That way would be, in that case, let's say 100 euros, right? 100 euros from 2,000 euros. If that's the case, out of these 100 euros, he would retain 65%, right? In that case would be 65 euros, while 35% or 35 euros would go to what we call a profit share back to the AI service, right? And from this 35%, again, 50% is being split back to those who are basically, in that case, affiliates or referrers. So you would still get, so that means from that 50%, let's say, I don't know, in that case would be 35 euros. So 50% of 35 euros, it's, you know, 17 and something, 17 and a half. And on this part, you would be matching again 40% on that one, and you know, the level 2 10%, and again, you know, the points which are 17 and a half would go also to that as well. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more an answer on that. So yes, there is affiliate system connected behind, but again, just on two things, on the one-time fees and on the profit shares, but of course nothing on the principles and the investment and the money, because you know, again, we are not even in possession of this money. We are just basically offering the service, while the money has been deposited to in that case, to the trading, to the broker, and also can be always withdrawn straight by you from this broker to your card or bank account or whoever you want to do that. So that's how it works. Yeah. Anyone else have a question here before we get to the end of this? I know it's been quite some time, but hopefully you really got some really good information here today. And if more than that, you know, got some really good ideas. So by investing, everyone, yes. So basically what happens is when you go to finance.newhopeglobal.com, if you never had an account with New Hope Global so far, let it be from the health and wellness, or because everything is connected, it's like an ecosystem, right? So when you have an account with us, it doesn't matter if it's finances and investment or health and wellness, all of the accounts can work through across the board. So if you never had an account with us so far, then obviously you need to create one, which is, again, you know, just free registration. If you have an account, okay, Maria is saying have an account, okay, then in that case, you go to finance.newcoglobal.com and you click sign in. And once you sign in, you're gonna actually get your own dashboard, like you said, like a back office, like an affiliate dashboard, where you actually see your link, where you also see options, how you can connect your own account with the AI trading service, like the steps we spoke before, step 1, step 2, step 3. So everything is there as well. And yes, and normally you're gonna see the same thing, like, you know, your commissions, your rewards, and all this kind of things. So yeah, and with the trading by itself, also you're gonna get, so far you're getting the portal where you see the trades through the broker. But as we mentioned before, we are working on our own app, the Financials app, that is going to actually show all those things on your app, on your account. So you don't need to go to like an external page like a broker right now to see the progress and your funds and all those kind of things. So hopefully this also answers some of those things on it as well. Anyone else with a question? Anyone else here with a question? I'm just gonna ask one thing for those of you guys who are here. If anyone is already using our AI trading service so far, can you put number 9 in the comments here if you're already using our AI trading service, just to see if we have some people on here that are actually using our trading service so far. And again, you know, everybody who is listening here, feel free to ask any more questions. But if anyone is here that is using our trading service so far already, you can put number 9 in the comments. I see Dejan 9, Ekaterina 9, Alexander 9, Andrea 9. Okay, so we have quite some people that are already using our service. Stefan 9 as well. Okay, so those are the people that can actually, if you recognize any of those names, they can actually you know, show you their own things. They can actually give you some first steps. That is why we love to do it as an affiliate, because we believe that it's much more being able to have a care to someone to actually show you, to give you, to guide you, to give you advice. Because every time when we do something excellent, Tamara, Adelina as well, Beata, perfect. So that's how it works. Yeah. All right. If there is no any other questions, I wouldn't like to hold anyone here for much longer anymore. What I would like to say is, first of all, I hope that you got some really good concepts. I hope you got some great ideas from this call as well. Hopefully this made a lot of sense for you. Second of all, what I would like to do is I would really like you to think about the things you heard today, specifically about the investment and the portfolios and diversification and the ways how to handle it and the risk management and all those kind of things. And I tell you that these kind of concepts are life-changing. Once we apply them and once we understand them, you know, our life changes.
Yes.
And the last thing I will tell you here is the most successful people in this world, they are not living from the active income. They are living from the passive income.
That's right.
And not just that, their passive income on a monthly base exceeds their monthly costs most of the time. So even if they're not really doing anything, they're still making money. Every single month, they are more rich than they've been before. Why? Because their passive income is working for them. You're gonna see people with different investments, like we spoke about, either the real estate investments, you know, trading, Forex, crypto investments, buying stocks, buying different, you know, investing in different funds, investing in businesses, you know, YouTube channels, like, I mean, music, whatever you want to say, right? Anything that is going to set you up for better future. And we need to start by thinking. We need to start here by thinking, like, what can I do quickly to learn these concepts, and what is in my options right now? Because reality is, like, we can say, like, well, I'm just gonna go and buy real estate for 500,000 euros, but then you're gonna be like, well, but I don't have money. So you're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna take me what, 10 years to produce this money? Then go and find another option that you can create passive income for a much lower investment, right? So that's the point of it here. And I love to see some of you guys here and saying different things. So we are absolutely looking forward for any kind of you guys having any more questions. Feel free to reach out to us, through our New Who Global support, or anywhere else on social media and all those kind of things. The people who invited you here, I'm sure they can answer many of the questions you might have. Those of you guys who just joined, we'll make this available for anyone else, to be able to do that. But other than that, we wish you some smart decisions. We wish you a lot of investment spirit, and more than that, we wish you to take some of those tips and ideas, and hopefully sometimes you're gonna come back and you're gonna say like, this really changed my perception of understanding how the active and passive income needs to be done, and what can I do to make it happen. So with that, that's all from my side. My name is Dino, and that's my beautiful wife, Danny, and we greet you. We wish you all the best, and hopefully to see many of you in many different places of the world. And take care, stay safe, and all the best. Bye.
Bye.